Ya empezar. And we are here, back with another episode of Shade of Brown Podcast, episode 106. And if you join us in the beautiful world of YouTube, you can see we got two gentlemen here, very distinguished, locals here from the AV. We got Top Shelf Financial, Devontae, and Josh. Welcome, guys. Welcome.
Appreciate it, man. Happy to be here.
Yeah, man. Thank you guys for coming through.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk some financial stuff. My boy right here, Josh, got some swag on from Top Shelf. We're going to talk about some fashion stuff, too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's do it, man. We excited to build. We excited to
And people,
share the journey.
the people are going to know a little bit about you guys.
No doubt.
Yeah. All right. So, introduce yourselves a little bit. Get to, a little something to know about you guys.
Yeah, man. Devontae Thomas. I'm a father. I'm a husband. I got three beautiful kids, two boys, Dallas and Austin. Married to an amazing wife, Jasmine. Shout out to her. And obviously, I'm the CEO, lead broker for Top Shelf Financial Wealth Management.
Nice. All right.
Yeah.
And Josh?
Hey, man, my name is Josh. Top Shelf 17, that's where it all started. Me and Devontae have been rocking together since we was yay high. So
Yeah, you guys known each other for that long?
yeah,
Man.
for a long time.
Man.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, just like him, man, father, husband, all those great things, man. Shout out to my kids, all of them.
All right. Hell yeah. Hell
My
yeah.
nephew and nieces.
Yeah.
All right. So as I'm gotta ask how we're gonna just jump right into it, bro. How did this whole thing started? You guys mentioned that you guys were friends since you guys were kids. Like, how did the whole idea of financial stuff came up? Like,
Or even the brand.
or the
Yeah.
brand, exactly. Yeah.
So I'll let him build on the brand, but I got to tell the introduction, man. I love telling the introduction.
Okay,
almost
let
more
us
than
know. Tell
Even
it.
the partnership. The partnership is dope, and it's organic and how we came together. I don't think there's too many stories out there like ours. Just going back to, we had to been maybe like eight years old and playing at the local YMCA, man. I'll never forget this story.
Okay.
YMCA. Man, I got on the Kobe's. Which numbers are those? The moon ones.
I think the twos, the Kobe twos.
Kobe
Kobe
twos.
twos.
Yeah.
White and yellow match perfectly with the YMCA colors.
Okay.
And, I'm getting the jump ball, for our team. And, we got a game. And the opposite team's center happened to be this guy. And he got on the YMCA Kobe twos as well. And so that was our first introduction, and it was like automatically like a size up thing, but it was like, all right, I see you. I see you. It was, game recognized game because we had the same shoes on.
Yeah.
And so we met at half court with the same sneakers, opposite teams. Obviously, I won the jump ball, and obviously we went undefeated, so you can't deny that we beat them. You know what I mean? And that was the beginning of a 20-year friendship, and now a
20
business
years,
partnership.
wow.
Yeah, man, 20 plus years, I gotta say, right? Or coming up,
Sure.
something like that. Yeah.
Something
Yeah,
like
man. So that was that was our introduction, man. So when he tells you the business story, business comes easy to us because we got so much foundation in, just history together, YMCA to high school, so forth and so
okay.
on.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
beautiful, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No doubt. So, Devontae, he's been doing financing for 15 years now.
Yeah. 15. Yeah.
So he's always been in the finance side of it. You know what I mean? And I know he was with another company he was doing his thing with. He invited me over to his office, and this is it all goes hand in hand. So he invited me over to the office. This is kind of like when I was starting getting the brand going.
Yeah.
So I had put out these hats or whatever. He's like, yo, man, come check me out. I went to his office and everything. He's like, yo, I want my financial team to be different than any financial team out here, you know what I mean? Or just in the financial world. And he's like, he always said, I want to be like the Ducks, the Oregon Ducks with the uniforms. I want to have different colors, different things like that. I think the thing he was running with at that time was called the Jets or whatever. And he showed me this polo. He showed me this polo. And it was just like a basic green polo. And you know, me and Devontae, we just got that type of relationship, man. I was like, man, this polo sucks. You know what I mean? And you know, but the thing about Devontae, man, I'll say he takes pride in everything that he does. You know what I mean? Right. So I know he was proud of that polo pulling it out. You know, but me being his boy, I gotta let him know straight up. You know what I mean? And that's when he was like, you know what? That's fine, but like, what can we do now? Yeah. You know what I mean? So it was always a conversation of that, man. And then, like I said, I was just getting the brand started, so it was like I didn't have too much to offer, but it was always a building process. So then we finally started making it make sense, man, and that's when he kind of went independent. He went independent, and then, you know, it was like, yo, let's just run under the same umbrella, you know, Top Shelf Financial. We already got the Top Shelf thing going. Let's just keep building on it. And I'm like, you know, it took me not forever, but it wasn't like, hey, one conversation, let's make it happen. And I'm like, yeah, because me, I'm like, you know, I'm very independent, but I'm like, you know what? I see what Devontae has going. You know what I mean? He's out here helping people. That's what the brand is solely based on, man, helping people, being the middleman. And like I said, I already knew, no matter, like I said, whatever he does, he's dedicated to it. So I already knew that no matter what that was going to be called, he was going to take it to that level. You know what I mean? So it's like, why not? You're right. Why not? Let's build together. We was both on that same mission. Like, let's take it to that next level. And the thing about it is, like, partnerships, man, collaboration, that's more widespread. You know what I mean? He could reach more people. See, we could reach more people together than apart.
Oh, yeah. Two heads are better than one.
Definitely.
Yep. Was there any hesitancy as far as, like, wanting to partner up because there is a friendship?
I don't think that was. I think because there was a friendship, that's the reason why the partnership formed.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I feel like if there wasn't a friendship, it wouldn't even been a conversation.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so. I think the reason why he asked, because sometimes when business is involved and money is involved, and like a friendship,
or even family,
it could have a fallout.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But, you know, you get an opportunity to see and study. I did my homework, you know, from afar, you know, with Josh, and you see, like, you know, what he was putting into his brand. You know what I mean? I thought he always just something about the Top Shelf logo. I was like, that's a unique way of expressing Top Shelf instead of just doing a boring, you know, TOP, you know.
Okay.
And so he had a unique logo, and, you know, obviously the friendship was like, yeah, I want to get behind him and support him. But I've seen how he was going about his business, and I was like, man, that's something that we got in common. You know, he goes about his business as a professional. I do as well, and that just made it easy. And then, I mean, again, going back to it, just a lot of history, man. He was a Jordan collector in high school. I was a Jordan collector in high school. He still is. I'm inching my way back in the game a little bit. You know what I'm talking about. But with these undefeated fours that just came out, a little sidebar. But yeah, man. So we always had so much in common. You know, we camping out. This is back in the day, camping out at 2-3 o'clock in the morning in December, getting the J's. So our taste was always very, you know, like. So it was like, man, if he can cook up for my business team and style us, you know what I mean? That's going to help me separate from what everybody else is doing in financial services. So it was easy, man. It came like real organic.
I think what you're going off of is that you're the specialist in your specialty. Let me bring in someone that specializes in branding and marketing and then combine it, right? So that's awesome. As far as, like, when it comes to the financial career, how did that come about?
Yeah, man, I got started in wealth management at 19 years old, and I stumbled into it. You know, my daughter played a big role in how I got into it because, you know, I was working local at the mall, AV Mall, at Finish Line. I was 19 years old. Yeah, man. Remember Finish Line? I think they changed it.
Yeah.
And so I was doing that, man, and I found out that, you know, Jazz was pregnant with our daughter, and I was like, man, this ain't it, bro. I got to find something to do. So, you know, a neighbor of mine, he worked in corporate America, but then he went into wealth management, and he came to my house. It was like 12 o'clock, you know, trying to talk to my dad about running with him, and my pops wasn't home, and I was like, dude, what the hell are you doing at home at 12 o'clock in the afternoon? He's typically getting home at 6. He's like, yeah, man, I started my own business in wealth management. You know, we live on the golf course. So I'm like, shit, could I run with you? He's like, nah, you're too young. He turned me away. I followed up with him for like a month or so, and then he ended up giving me a shot. And honestly, man, I never looked back. So I wasn't looking for financial services. I was looking for what's going to propel me to financial success.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this was the route that did it for me.
And was it because you found out you were gonna have a kid?
Yeah, that was the exactly. Yeah, games was over, man. I couldn't, do the paycheck week to week thing no more. Yep. So shout out to Brooklyn for that.
All right.
My daughter. Yeah.
All right.
And Top Shelf, like is anything like reason, like why the name?
Again, that's what
the first thing that comes to my mind is like Top Shelf, because like everything's better when you get into Top Shelf.
Yeah.
Is there something like that?
Very synonymous with that, man.
Yeah.
Again, just even a little bit of the background. I mean, for some people maybe, but for urban kids coming up, Jordans ain't the cheapest thing to buy.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm sure y'all could probably relate. So there's a form of luxury with that. And so I was always attracted to that, to the nicer things. I always wanted to aspire to have nice things. And so when he came up with the brand Top Shelf, it was just like, man, it made sense, because I was like, dude, I want to give my clients a luxury quality experience. You know what I mean? And I want to stand out from the traditional advisors that just kind of are about the transactions and that's it. We go way beyond the transaction. My clients, they're going to receive just as much from me, if not more, when we sit down. So that all reflects Top Shelf to me, giving them a whole, all-around top shelf experience.
Okay. So, like, ain't nothing bottom shelf going on over here.
Not
And going
at all.
into the entrepreneurship, as far as like even branding, I think you said you were doing hats at the time.
Yeah, so basically, man, I was chilling, man, and my boy hit me up like, yo, man, I'm about to go to the Army. And I'm like, what the? Mind you, we like 24, 25, and I'm like, bro, life is that hard where you ain't got no choice but to go to the Army? You know what I mean? And then, but it clicked on me, man, and I'm like, bro, I wish I had like an avenue to give him, so where he didn't feel like he had to go to the Army. You know what I mean? It started off as a joke, but then it dawned on me like, yo, like, he's serious. You know what I mean? He's serious, and that's what that means. Like, something must have happened in his life, or something's happening in his life where he feel like this is the only choice I got, this is the only option I got. And I'm like, man, I hope I never hit that point. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then also, so it was like more so, I look at it like this. We all know somebody that's very talented, man, whether they, rap, whatever they do. So we know a rapper, he's great, but he don't have a studio. He don't have those resources. You know what I mean? So I always felt like Top Shelf should be that resource to help out somebody that doesn't have the resources, bridge the gap basically for those type of people. And that's why I say, Devontae helping people, that was always my main goal with Top Shelf, to help people. So I feel like, my cousin, he had a clothing line, and I wanted to join him. I'm like, yo, man, let me help you design with all this. He was like, nah, not really. You know what I mean? I had like great ideas. I knew I had great ideas, you know what I mean? But I had never had nothing to show for it. So I had to take that into account. Like, you know what, man? Why would he listen to you? What do you have to show? You know what I mean? You're just another guy blowing smoke right now. So then I was like, you know what? I got to show him myself. So that's when I started, start doing the design. So I came up with the logo, and I'm like, all right, cool. Got a logo. Now I'm looking at this logo like, what now? You know what I mean? You just can't walk around saying, hey, man, this is my brand. Like, what do you have to show for it?
Yeah.
So that's when I was like, all right, let's put it on a hat. Put it on hats. And then I start putting it like on shirts and things like that. But then it's like, it started getting more and more progressive. I started getting more and more creative with the designs, with the clothing and stuff like that. And that's how it became like a full-blown clothing line. I don't mean to be long-winded, but basically what I look at it is like this. When I think of Top Shelf, man, when we're kids, they always ask you, what do you want to be when you grow up, right? Yeah. And what do you say? Whatever's on your heart at that time. You're 5 years old. I want to be a firefighter. I want to be Superman. Whatever you want to be. Yeah. And then you get 21 and you don't become what you want to be. So I always tell people, yo, don't forget to reach for the top shelf. Don't forget to always keep climbing for the top shelf, which is what you wanted to be and not what you are today. No matter how old you are. You know what I mean? Yep. So.
Going into the entrepreneurship, as far as like even myself, like if I were to look back on, or if I could take my consciousness back from the beginning and how ignorant I was as far as like building any type of business, would you do it the same or different?
Of course, if I had the knowledge today, of course, different, but still the same. You know what I mean? Because you can't cheat the process. Yeah. At the end of the day, when I say different, it's just because I'll be more knowledgeable. You know what I mean? I know what not to do. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's what a lot of people come to me, ask me for advice all the time, and I don't gatekeep. I let them know, like, yo, don't do this. You know what I mean? I already did it. I've been there, done that.
Yeah.
So it's like I always try to help anybody that acquires help. I'm not afraid of competition because I feel like I'm in my own lane. Mm-hmm. So it's like,
yeah,
if this dude blows up off of something that I gave him, more power to him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I've never been one to try and hide something because I felt like, I don't want him to be one up on me.
Yeah.
Yeah. The whole gatekeeping, yeah, I'm not a fan of that either.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Can't be.
Definitely, man. It's a mindset of limitation, man, and there's an abundance out here, man.
Right? Yeah, and then you literally build your own gates at the end of the day because you never know when that person's going to come back and, maybe they're going to help you out in a couple years,
Yep, that's facts.
I've met a lot of people that are in the creative world that I've helped out, and now they're helping me out, you know?
Yeah.
So it's some small advice that I gave them, like, allowed them to keep the momentum going.
Right.
And then there you go. Like, now I'm receiving as well. And then that's what we should, that's how I look at it, I would say.
Yeah, we should bring each other up for sure. I've helped, like, another podcast. They're called In Divine Connects. Some chicks, and I helped them out starting their podcast. And I put them on game, basically, like, hey, this is what I did. It worked for me. I don't know if it's going to work for you.
Right.
All right. And but like you said, this is what I did, but it didn't work. So you could do it. It might work for you, but it didn't work for me.
Right.
It's because it's a group of females.
Right.
I'm coming from a guy perspective.
Sure,
so yeah, I have to remember that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
definitely.
there's stuff like that going on.
Man.
Yeah. Did you ever, now here's a fun question. Did you ever make a money mistake when you were younger that taught you a big lesson? Since we're talking financial.
Yeah, man. Too many to count, man. Too many to count.
He's still making them.
Top shelf clients, don't be worried about it.
We're talking about when you were younger, though. When you were younger.
Yeah, man. But I'll tell you this. Even still to this day, man, there's personal finance and then there's business finance, right?
Yeah.
And, if you go into business and you're not taking calculated risk, then you ain't going to be in the game. You get what I'm saying? So, man, why you throwing me under the bus, man? We done made plays together. That's like, man, this one didn't work out. But yeah, that's a part of the game, man. Those that are thriving and winning in business are the ones that are making mistakes fast and learning from them, right? So, yes, to answer your question, I have made some mistakes financially. I'm trying to be transparent, I'm trying to think of a couple I could throw at y'all.
First one I could think of from me, I totally wish I was never told this, is when I was younger, I was working, and a friend of mine told me, you're single, you don't have no kids, you don't got responsibilities like that, spend on your money. Okay. If I was your age, I would just be, going out.
Yeah.
And I did do it.
You did do it.
And I regret it,
Yeah, definitely, man. I've done dumb shit, man. Like, bro, just thinking I've arrived way before I really arrived, man. I'm Louis Vuitton shopping, first class this. And I'm like, and dude, I'll be honest with you, man. Transparent moment. Top shelf clients, this was early days of success,
this is a safe space.
Yeah. Safe space where you can be honest, man. I remember, I'll be honest with y'all, man. I made my biggest deal. I made $100,000 on the deal. And, man, I felt like the wealthiest guy in the world, right?
Yeah, those numbers speak.
Yeah, man. And I'm doing all type of stupid stuff, man. Louis, all these luxury shopping. It was my first taste of, like, financial success. And, man, I remember probably about 3 months later, I was down to $7,000 in the bank. Can you believe it?
3 months?
3 months, bro.
Wow.
Hawaii, all these trips, man. And it was ridiculous, bro.
It's amazing how fast.
Yeah, how fast, right? And I looked
up. Were you influenced on those trips?
Yeah, of course. I was influenced by the culture, man. I'm feeling wealthier than what I really am. And I blew a bag. But that also taught me about money as well. It taught me how to be smart with it, how to save, how to invest. And then it also taught me the other side is that if you made it once, you can make it again. Right? You go. So hustle. You know what I mean?
You go.
So
I did it once already.
I'm
I could do it
embarrassed
again.
of that one though. Yeah, for sure.
Hey, I mean that's how you learn, bro.
Those memories.
Yep, exactly.
And you guys do retirement too?
Yeah. Retirement planning, investment planning.
Investment planning, life insurance?
Yeah, exactly.
Life insurance too?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What's the biggest mistake people make when planning for retirement that you see?
Yeah, what I'm been my theme with Top Shelf Financial for the clients that we sit down and consult with is teaching them the difference between investment planning and retirement planning. And most people, man, they think, I got my job, I got my 401k, I got my retirement going, right? Well, if you're really educated, then if you got a 401k, that's not really a retirement account. That's an investment strategy.
Yeah.
Right. So we try to teach clients the difference between, having your money grow for you. So having market upside, having no risk, being able to take income tax free. Those are all like just basic principles for a strong retirement account. Mm-hmm. When you look at your 401k, you got taxes that you're going to pay on it. You got market volatility that's involved. You got fees involved in it. So if you're playing the game of saving money to keep the money for a deferred date, then that's probably not the best retirement vehicle. And so I try to teach clients, man, just the basics on that's a good alternative to have, but don't put your dominant focus in that particular vehicle. Look at some other options.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've thought about like investing in gold.
Okay.
In gold, because gold appreciates over time. Right now, it's a good time to sell, but bad time to buy. Yeah, so like it has its days, you know.
Yeah.
But I know money sometimes loses its value.
Right.
So there's that factor too.
Right. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. If you're gonna have gold is never a bad idea to have in your portfolio. It's really like a hedge against the stock market, right? So if you want to have something safe, that's like your survival plan, man.
Yeah.
Dollar goes down, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stocks are down. Gold's a good option to have in the portfolio. So definitely a good strategy. I would definitely look at some alternatives to go with it.
Yeah.
What about real estate?
Real estate is heavy, man. So there's 4 phases at Top Shelf we teach clients. One is having proper life insurance protection. That's one. 2, the right retirement plans, not the investment plans, retirement plans. 3, having investment strategies. And we offer investment strategies. Jasmine does. She's a securities advisor. And then the 4th pillar is real estate. Right. And you should have real estate, depending on your ambitions level, should definitely have that in your portfolio, because that will pair well with retirement accounts as far as income, future income, right? So if you own units, for example, that could produce, passive income for you, which could, help you out in your retirement years. So yeah, real estate definitely is a big pillar to wealth accumulation for sure.
You're big on the whole real estate thing.
Yeah, I do real estate photography and videography, so I'm around realtors all day.
There you go.
And right now they're struggling. I'm like, they're all like, buy right now. Like, why is no one buying? Because no one could afford it.
Yeah. I had a
like, what are you guys talking
meeting
about?
last week with some real estate guys, man.
Like, you guys are wild.
Right.
They're like, it's a buyer's market. I'm like, if it was buyer's market, people would be buying.
Yeah.
So people ain't stupid.
Come on, Jerome Powell, drop them rates, man. Hopefully September, man.
They're not gonna do it. I don't think they're gonna do it.
Yeah.
Is land, like real estate, falls in that category too?
Yeah.
Land, basically.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of factors when it comes to land, though.
Yeah.
Like location. If there's like a gutter there, people don't want to buy that.
What's water? They're looking for water, especially out here. Armenians are, Armenians are looking for that water.
Yeah.
I was like, who's buying this? An Armenian? I'm like, I already know what they're doing, bro.
Man, one of my close homies, man, he's an Armenian cat. He's looking to get busy out here.
Yeah.
On the real estate side. Shout out to Alan.
All right.
Okay. I think you basically answered this. If someone's starting late, what's the best first step? And the alternatives, right? Or no?
Starting late in retirement planning? Yeah, man. Starting late that's a big part of the battle. But again, the best time to start is today. You know what I mean? So, and really what it comes down to, man, is just how aggressive you are with investing and saving.
Yeah.
If you're starting late in the game, you got to be that much more aggressive with saving. And what if your job limits you in regards to being aggressive with saving and investing money? Then that's where side hustles come in, because you got to buy back that time that you didn't when you were able to, invest $500, $1,000 a month and you didn't do it. You got to buy that time back by going $4 or $5 grand a month, $3 grand a month, maybe $2, whatever it is, depending on your age and time horizon in regards to when you're looking at retirement.
And do you get people within that, like an older age range that come to you guys and basically on the retirement age and they're asking from like, hey, what am I supposed to do now?
Yeah, man. I see it all, man. I see it all. And we try to, bro, we try to serve everybody to the best of our ability. You know, there's been times where I'm sitting down with clients and I'm looking at their portfolio and they're like, yeah, I'm serious about it, man. I got 10 years left, right, until I retire, right, or until I want to retire. And, you know, I don't have that much saved. And it's like, well, you know, there ain't really the right retirement plans out there to put you in. Why don't you do something that I'm not going to service you and be able to help you with? But, man, open up a money market account. You know what I mean? Let's establish an emergency fund. So, like, I've had to do that, you know, give just advice that I can't solicit because it's a little bit late in the game. Okay, so gotcha. I've been on that side, unfortunately. Okay. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. And you take a lot of, like, financial advice from your boy, bro?
Do you actually listen to him?
Bro, listen. I want him to keep his clients, so I'm just not going to say. Listen,
Here we go.
How's his portfolio?
Yeah,
every day is like every time we talk, I got to spend some money. So, so I'm still waiting for the advice to come in. Let me talk to his financial advisor, actually.
Yeah. So what he's talking about right now, man, is we in the middle of a big project right now with Alta. I know we're gonna go into that in a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Well, how about you tell the full story then? So if we're gonna do that, so here's the deal. Okay. Yes, we partners, man. So he's got to bust a bag down with me when we do these big projects. We got a big thing with Alta that we doing. And, I see you guys. What's dope with, bro, is that, man, this is a rarity. If you're going to go in, this is just general advice. You're going to go into business with a friend or anybody, it is a gym that you run with somebody that can carry their weight and hold their own. And that's what Josh does in our partnerships. I respect that about him. Yeah. But if he would have got his license, man, then we wouldn't have to be maybe talking about some of these other things, you know? Yeah, go study, man. Shots fired.
That's how I know you guys are boys.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how I know.
His license in what you're doing?
Yeah, in financial services. Gotcha. I put him on the right track, but, you know, I digress.
Yeah. Sometimes that field isn't for everybody. I feel like some people are better at selling in person. Other people are better in selling with paper.
For sure.
And some people are good at both, right? You just have to pick your
your
battles at the end of the day.
Yeah, man. He don't need to go into this space if he doesn't want to. It's always there for him. Mm-hmm. But he's getting ready to blow up with this brand. Yeah, you get what I'm saying, and that's gonna be what carries him. We got a lot in the work, and he's about to tip over. So I'm excited for him on that side.
And you're wearing some of the merch right now.
Is it like still qualified as me wearing the merch if like I created it? You know what I mean? Like,
is it?
It's just
good question.
It's just like
good question.
I feel like it's wrong for me not to wear it.
That's true. I mean?
That's you
every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
And it's a nice shirt, by the way. It's super nice.
So, and that's you know, that's another thing. Like he says, we want to give our clients and our customers and everybody top shelf quality. You know,
there it is.
So it just don't get no higher than that, man.
Right.
Yeah. Top shelf can go on anything. You know what I mean? You know what? We're changing this to the Top Shelf podcast now. So. No, but you see what I'm saying? It can go.
Out to
hey, we need sponsors. You can sponsor it.
You can throw it on anything though, because like I said, like he said, you want everybody wants to live on that other side. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? What's higher than the top shelf? So that's what it comes down to, man. We take pride in our quality and our services and things like that. So and that's when people are like, yo, why your prices like that? And then when they get it, they don't have no more questions. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Oh, okay, I get it. It makes sense.
Bro, I'm looking at your shirt. This is quality.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's quality right there.
You want it? Yeah.
Dang.
I'll bring you one, man.
And 17, what's the meaning behind that?
So that's the year. That's the year it started, 2017.
Oh, okay.
That's when things like kind of got
start rolling.
That's when the hat came out. That's when the logo came out.
Okay.
You know.
Nice.
So,
man, you used to tell a dope story about the 17 as well, man. I haven't heard you tell it in a little bit.
Man, so
tell it here.
Period, man.
So like tell 7, and you gotta think about it, man. It's crazy just how it all goes hand in hand, man. Wait, which one? I got a lot.
Yeah, man. Well, I think so. If I'm remembering it correctly, I'll probably jog you on it and you'll pick it up. So I think how you used to tell the story of 17, that's kind of like that transition period.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I was trying to make sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah, tell that one, man.
There's a lot of stories out here. You know what I mean? No, but for sure, like, you got to think about it, man. When you're 17, that's kind of like you said, that's that transition, that's that threshold where you're about to graduate high school.
Yeah.
You got to think about, like, what are you going to do with your life? You know what I mean? You got your decisions. Am I going to go to college?
Yeah.
Am I going to go to the Army? Am I just going to hang out? You know what I mean? But that 17 is like a confusing time for everybody because it's coming so fast. Like, boom, 17, you graduate.
Yeah.
And it's like, dang, now what? You know what I mean? So, it started in 2017, and then it just all lines up, man. So that's what I always think about. Like, man, what was you doing when you were 17? Like, what do you think about? That's like your last year to be a kid, you know, in most households.
A teen.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. And then even on that point, man, 17 is like, you know, that last couple years of where you still believing you could become what you want to become.
That's facts.
Yeah.
That's
you know
facts.
what I'm saying? So it's like you still hanging on to that. And unfortunately, some people are like, man, I ain't letting go. I believe I could be whatever, successful, whatever.
Yeah.
And they continue to go and they materialize and become that at 23, 24, 30, 40, whatever it is. And then unfortunately on the other side of it, some people are like, man, I can't do that, man. I'm gonna just get this job over at Walmart or
Some people don't have that vision.
Yeah.
And that's real, man. But
Yeah.
and I think that's what Top Shelf, man, that's what we want to try to inspire for sure. Like, I get it. You know, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
But don't forget who you want it to be versus who you are.
Your ambitions.
That's exactly. I don't care how old you are. I don't care what job you have. Like he said, what you said, the best time to start is today.
Yep.
Exactly.
So, you know.
Sometimes I kind of wish I started this podcast sooner.
Yeah.
No,
You know?
for sure.
No doubt.
Yeah, and I'm sure you guys feel the same way.
Yeah, man, for sure. And I love this podcast, man. Y'all are doing an amazing job.
Thank you.
Every
Appreciate
time
that.
on social media, because it's like if you're in the AV, then you know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you guys' podcast, it's like y'all can tell you guys are organic. Y'all having fun with it.
Yeah.
We was talking about before we went live, man. You know, some of the podcasts that be cracking up, man.
Yeah.
I'm going to let you flash the clips on which one I'm talking about. But, yeah, man. But y'all doing a great job with this podcast.
Appreciate
man.
that,
Shout
man.
out to y'all.
We trying out here.
Yeah.
You're also wearing some of the clothing, right?
Yeah. I went real subtle today, man.
Yeah.
And this is, again, shout out to Josh, man, because funny little backstory with it. Early on, I would say probably a couple years ago, like 2022, I used to, my personal opinion, I'm like, we're a growing brand. You know, everything needs to kind of be like loud, top shelf. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not loud like Hype Williams video loud, but like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? You need to see the brand visually. And, you know, he was kind of transitioning to doing more subtle branding. Okay. And so if you look at this one, man, you look at the buckle, this is the top shelf.
I dig that.
Yeah, man. And we did this for the fashion show. And that's what I love about, you know, Josh cooking up with us is that you got the deep in his bag, super saucy stuff that's vibrant, and then you got the subtle branding as well. So you get to choose, you know, what your flow is for the day.
Speaking of the shirts, like you guys also have a collab with AV Alta shirts, right?
Yep.
And those are dope shirts too.
Yeah, man.
And I love the team. I know a part of the city, but I'm gonna say it. I kind of dig your shirts more.
Yeah.
I'll be
John,
straight
you
up,
need to run
bro.
that back.
I'll be straight up.
Yeah, we all voted, bro. We all voted.
Yeah, for sure.
We all voted.
Yeah.
Man, yeah. You want to jump into that on the Alta?
How did that happen?
Yeah.
Man, so, I mean, Top Shelf Financial, they already had a partnership with Alta.
Okay.
But, you know, they just had like, you know, hey, we'll put your name.
Sponsorship,
Like everybody, you know, the sponsorship. We'll put your name in the stadium, we'll blast you on the board, you know, and I was like, see if we could do like a giveaway. See if we could do a giveaway. I don't think Alta understood what we meant when we said a giveaway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think they only, because I mean, you know, in all fairness to them, all they knew was the financial side of it.
Okay.
You know, so they're thinking, oh, cute, man. We'll give away some pins. You
Like
know
a
what I mean?
coupon,
Right,
yeah.
yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Give away some financial advice or something like that.
Give it away financial
Yeah, you know what I mean? Something like that. So we was like, nah, we're going to do some shirts.
Oh.
We're going to do some shirts. And they was like, all right, whatever. Yeah, that's cute, man. Financial company want to do shirts. Cool. So we make the promo video. You know, people are like, yo, yo, where can we get that? Where can we need that?
Yeah.
So we do the official giveaway.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, like he said, if y'all
I was
was into
there.
the Jordan, if y'all was in the Jordan
I was
culture,
there.
right?
I
Y'all
was
know
there.
when the mall doors
I
open,
was
we
there.
run into the stores.
I was like, what's going on?
Yeah, people was
I
running to our
like,
booth
yeah.
to get the
Yeah.
shirts, and I was like,
I wish I would have known. I would have documented it.
Yeah.
man,
Because
so-
I was one of the photographers there, and
Oh,
I'm like,
okay.
what's going on?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And until the end of when everything was gone, I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, what happened?
It was that quick, man.
So-
it was
Dang.
that quick.
So it was like people loved it, man. People gravitated to it. I'm talking about people was putting it on as soon as you put it in their hand. Literally, like, no joke.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
jokes. So it was kind of like, I think a lot of inquiries and things like that. So
Yeah.
it was like I think John, who's a very smart businessman, he seen the vision that everybody was seeing at that point, and he was like, "Yo, well, let's see how we can make this official." And I guess this is breaking news on this here, Shade Brown podcast, man.
Yep.
So we do have an official deal now
Nice.
with Ulta. So we'll be in the store.
Yep.
With September 6th, we're gonna be at the game pop-up shop.
Yep.
You know what I mean? We just posted on our Instagrams today the
I
new
seen it.
jerseys.
Yeah,
I
man.
seen
Yeah,
it.
I mean the new
Yeah.
shirts,
Yeah.
the new shirts.
Yeah.
And we got other items.
Yeah.
we ain't showing y'all yet.
The
but
ones
for
that they
sure.
just shot in
For
like
sure.
LA, right? Are those the ones you're talking about?
No, that's
No,
theirs.
that's
okay.
different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the tribal ones. Yeah, those are theirs.
yeah,
we
those are-
we have our own the top shelf ones. So
Okay.
if you look on our story, you'll see them.
Okay,
Like I
okay.
said, we just dropped them today. So official first look.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
cool.
man, for
Yeah,
sure.
man.
And just to go back a little bit, man. First and foremost, I gotta shout out to Panchito, man.
yeah, for
Panchito
sure, for
is
sure.
really, and Hugh as well. But Panchito leading the way has, man, he's always seen the vision. Panchito pulled up on me, like last October of last year. And we talked about the general sponsorship and everything like that. As a businessman, I have my slight reservations. New team, what the turnaround's gonna look like?
Which is normal.
The normal
Yeah,
stuff, right?
yeah.
And but I was willing to take the chance on it as long as we can get more out of the partnership, which was the merch component. And so we sat down with Panchito, Josh and I both, and his whole team, and we were like, hey, we want to go a little bit deeper on this sponsorship. Like, we do merch as well. And so he was like, all right, well, that may be a different deal. And we were just crunched on time, man. He kind of seen the vision. Panchito's always seen the vision like the best out of all of them, to be honest. But the time was just, it wasn't the right timing. So we couldn't pull it off. And so I ended up, whatever, I'll do the, sponsorship with him, and let's see how it goes. So we did the sponsorship, and then that's when we did just trying to get more out of it, man. One thing Top Shelf that we're about is giving back to this community, right? And trying to make our brand a brand of luxury, but giving back and including AV. So we did the giveaways. And Panchito and the team, they knew we had something, but they didn't know it was going to be that big.
Yeah.
And, man, they had their fans, reaching out to them, reaching out to us. Where can we buy it? Where can we get one? And then we sat down with John. And shout out to John, man. John is not a conventional, CEO that's just boxed in and don't see the big picture. Right. We sat down with John, and he seen the vision. And he's like, man, let's do a merchandise deal. And we made it happen, man. So
Wow, beautiful.
I'm excited for
Hell
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
No, for real. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's sick, man.
Yeah.
Yep. So AV, y'all asked, we delivered, man. Everybody kept saying when it's coming, y'all asked, and now it's here, man.
Hell yeah.
September 6th.
That's
Yeah.
sick.
Yep.
All right, but we're gonna take a short break, guys.
Yeah.
We take breaks over here, okay?
All
All
right.
right, just I always have to say that on the guest, you know.
Yeah.
I don't want to throw a curveball,
Yeah,
or something
yeah.
like that. But yeah, we take breaks over here. Shout out to the sponsors. And if you're hearing the commercials on the audio platforms, you know why. We already explained that. And we'll be right back, guys. Shoo! Today's episode is brought to you by Magicmind, a little green shot that makes a big difference, scientifically designed to support focus, mood, and motivation while giving you calm, sustained energy that lasts all day. No jitters, no crash, just a more dialed in version of yourself. For me, it's becoming the best part of my morning ritual, and I think it could be yours too. So if you're ready to get more done, stress less, and feel good doing it, check out Magicmind. Go to magicmind.com and use code Shade of Brown Pod 20 for 20% off. That is magicmind.com, code Shade of Brown Pod 20 for 20% off. This episode is sponsored by SeatGeek, the easiest way to buy tickets for sports, concerts, and live events. With just a few taps, you can find the best seats at the best prices. And every ticket is backed by their buyer guarantee, so you can buy with confidence. Whether it's catching your favorite team, seeing a big concert, or just a night out with friends, SeatGeek makes the whole process simple. So next time you're looking for tickets, make sure you check out SeatGeek first. Go to SeatGeek.com, use code ShadeOfBrownPod for $20 off your first purchase. This episode is powered by Inview Media, your go-to team for professional photography and videography. Whether it's capturing your special event, creating standout content for your business, or bringing your creative vision to life, Inview Media delivers quality that speaks for itself. They don't just take pictures or videos, they tell your story. If you want visuals that make an impact, reach out to Inview Media and let them bring your vision into focus. Book them at inview-media.com and follow them on Instagram at inviewmedia_. All right, we are back. Okay, so during the break, we started talking about, and I want to say it on the record, you also have a pod going on.
Yep.
Yeah, and how's that going for you?
Yeah, man, it's like a brand new business, man. So,
yeah,
with a business, when you start one, it's getting it off the ground, it's learning, it's the headaches. We ain't got no shortage of those. But Studio 17, that's the name of the studio.
Yeah.
The podcast that I'm running, it's with my brother. Shout out to my brother G-Man.
Yeah.
Journey is the Dream. And so man, so we got different variations of podcasts that's happening in there. Josh is doing his thing in there. It's a fun project, but it come with its headaches as well. Mm-hmm. So we're just building right now.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot of trial and error.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Trust me, when I first started, bro, if you go back to those episodes, sounds like we were recording inside a tin can, bro.
Yeah.
That's how it looks and sounds like that.
Yeah, for sure. I wouldn't be surprised if some of my production don't look like that coming out.
Yeah. We all start somewhere, bro. Yep. We all do. Yeah. As a matter of fact, like the microphone you see behind you, like the gold color one, that's what we used to use.
Okay.
And that microphone was only like $15.
Yeah. Okay.
We all start somewhere, but I kept one to remember where we're coming from.
Yeah, man.
Exactly, dude.
Dope.
And the podcast idea, where is that coming from?
It came from, I got the whole second floor over at my location. And so I was like, man, we were talking about what are we going to do with this space? It's like, I don't know, maybe like 1,600 square feet or something like that. So
it's pretty big.
Yeah, it's a pretty big space, man. But we were like, yo, what are we going to do with it? Do we want to turn it into a store? And so, anyways, after a long conversation, it was like, yo, let's just make it a media space where it could be different things, photography, podcasts,
smart,
whatever, seminars, whatever people want to use it for.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what gave, it was too good of an opportunity to pass up. So I'm like, man, we could do something with this content-wise to be able to tell the story of the brand, a Top Shelf Financial, what we're doing. We even got a sports business, AVAC. So it was an opportunity for, to be able to shine a media light on all the different businesses that we have. So that's what gave birth to it and what got us started.
So. And you said you have already recorded a couple of episodes, correct?
Yeah, man. We got some really, really dope guests that we had on. My cousin that's playing running back over at UCLA, Anthony Woods. We had Pete Knight High School, the boys basketball team. They won CIEF championship, so we had those guys on. Man, we've had quite a few good guests on.
And the intention of the podcast is for.
So mine's is focused for. It's really a lot of it's been sports. It's business too. It's an infusion of business and sports. That's what mine's has been, and then yours. You want to speak to yours?
So basically, mine, man, is like. It's just continuing that Top Shelf dream, bro. Just bringing in different entrepreneurs, bringing in like we had my guy Jesse. He was in the UFC. MMA fighter. I don't know if you guys was it a couple months ago when they had the fight out here. So he was the headliner over there at what's at the PEC.
Yeah.
So at the PEC. So we did an interview with him. Just like I said, different entrepreneurs, things like that. Just people coming in, sharing their stories, trying to promote their business and things like that. So just like I said, being a middleman.
Yeah.
Being a middleman, of course.
I also saw Panchito on
your Panchito and Hugh. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Definitely. With Hugh.
That's a good one. That's like one of my favorite ones, man. Panchito and Hugh, man. You wouldn't think they're as fun as they are when you just first meet them. But of course, you got to be conservative, I guess. You know what I mean? But once they got on the show, they was loose and they was, we had a good time, man. Definitely.
You guys were drinking, huh?
Yeah, man.
I seen that.
Yeah,
man. What's a podcast without some
drinks, man?
Yeah, man. Shoot. All right. So let's jump back into a little bit of the life insurance. This is something I want to know too. That I have here. Is life insurance only for old people?
Man, not at all. Not at all. No.
Do old people only die?
Yeah, that's where I was going with it.
Okay,
that's exactly where I was going with it. Yeah, man, there's different ways to go about life insurance, right? So, the just standard life insurance is the whole mindset behind it is income replacement. You know what I mean? So God forbid something happens, you got kids, whatever, you got a family that depends on you financially. How many years of your annual income are we going to leave behind to them? So, in scenario, your wife, your husband don't got to go and get a second, third job to make up what's no longer coming in, right? So that's just the foundation, basic principle of life insurance is replacing your income, as if you were still here financially.
Yeah.
But then when you really, really get in the bag with it and you start unlocking how, these affluent communities, how they play the game with life insurance, then you could look into, retirement planning and, life insurance being a income producing asset later on down the line that produces tax-free income that gives you, stock market like growth, where you could get a 7-10% return, no risk at all. So it gets really, really deep and sophisticated with life insurance. But to answer your question, nah, man, I mean, there's kids that pass away, unfortunately. There's young adults that pass away. So, and you will never hear somebody be upset when that happens. Say, man, why did you put life insurance on my 22-year-old son or daughter when they passed away? They're typically thankful and grateful for you doing that because they don't have the financial burden. Yep.
What's the difference between term and whole life insurance?
Yep. Difference between those two is term life insurance is temporary. It's going to cover, it's going to cover you for, let's just say somewhere between 20 and 30 years. You can go 10 as well. So it's going to cover you for a duration of time. And the benefit to that is that it's inexpensive because 99% of those don't pay out because most people outlive them. Right? Okay. And so that's term life insurance. And then your whole life it's cue the name. It's for your whole life. Yeah. It's going to be there for forever as long as you continue those premiums. Yep.
Does the whole thing add up? I don't know. I kind of feel, I'll be straight. I kind of feel dumb asking this, but I want to ask anyway.
Shoot it. Yep.
Life insurance, your 401k, your savings, all that can accumulate together. With having better preparation or of life hitting, in a bad way.
If you go about it correctly, man, it's all about, I'm not on the side of saying your 401k is terrible. No. Right? If you know how to position your 401k, it will pair really well with your retirement accounts when you get to 65, 60, 55, whenever you retire. You can look at your, 401k as an income stream that you can pull from. It just shouldn't be your primary source. Right? And then you can look at your life insurance that's going to produce income for life that's going to be tax-free. So you could use your life insurance for that. If you got a business, you could open up a SEP IRA, right, inside of an annuity, let's just say, that produces income that you'll never outlive. So there's many strategies that you can go with. If you pair them all together and if you just focus on, I'm going to have the right retirement vehicle, right, to do this, to give me my guaranteed income. Then I do want to accumulate wealth. So I need to be inside of equities, right? So that's where my IRAs and, brokerage accounts and everything like that, that's where that comes into play. So just making sure you have it set up and organized correctly is the key to financial success.
There you go. You got a business.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Gotta think about that money.
No doubt. No doubt. That's
All
free advice, man. Pro bono.
Saving or investing?
Saving or investing?
Yeah.
Um,
I'll say investing.
You say investing?
I say I don't know, because I feel like the cashback, basically, like the return.
Qualify investing.
Yeah.
Can you qualify? So like so when you say investing, are you thinking taking risk because of the reward? Is that
I think there's risk involved anyway, you know? You're the pro.
Nah, man.
No?
That's the whole thing, is that if you go in the right place.
Calculated risk, what you were saying earlier.
Yeah, man. If you invest in the right place. So again, let me ask you this question. If you were to get inside of an investment product, if you were to get a 10% return, but you know there's risk, would you be happy with that?
No.
Okay, what about 12% return?
A little bit. I'll feel a little bit better.
A little bit better. I think you'll be happy at 10, by the way. 10% in the markets ain't terrible. But you get a 12% return, right?
Okay.
Even though you know that there's the possibility you could lose money, but you make a 12% return, okay, you're happy because you earned 12% on whatever it is you got invested, right? So that's the good thing. Then I ask you this question. Well, if you can get that same, potentially, right? Let's just say this ain't going to happen on an average. But if you can get in 1 year or 2 years a 12% return and have no risk at all, and you still can make that same 12% return, would that be attractive?
Yeah,
Yep.
that's more attractive.
Yeah. So then that's the difference when you look at a retirement plan. Well, what retirement plans out there can give me a potential 12% return and have no risk?
Yeah.
Index annuity could do it, and a life insurance retirement plan could do it. But that's not investing. That's saving. Yeah. And I don't really like the term saving because I know he's probably getting bored with this, but I don't like the word saving because generally with saving, it's like, you know, you need to save money, but you think, okay, well, it's like, is that like putting money in the bank? My money is depreciating.
Just in your closet.
In the closet, right?
Not doing nothing.
Yeah. So it's like a hybrid between investing into an insurance plan, but saving on the side of where you're not taking any risk with your future retirement income.
Yeah. It's kind of how I feel like the hybrid thing when I was talking about gold. It's kind of like I'm saving my money in gold, but it's also investing in it at the same time.
Yeah,
it's like a hybrid
for sure.
too.
For sure. Yep. But the value of gold, it fluctuates too.
Yeah.
Gold is up one day and it could be down, right? It swings. It's typically opposite of what the markets are doing. So, but gold is relatively safe, so you'll be fine there.
Yeah.
Are you seeing more people coming to you guys as far as for advice, not on the life insurance or anything as far as like when it comes down to what he was talking about, more off of like, I'm barely making it because, you know, inflation. What's your advice as far as like me even saving any money to begin with to even put it on a life insurance?
So give me a little bit more background on that.
So now everybody's noticing that inflation has hit as far as like gas, groceries, interest rates, as far as like for even real estate, you know, everyone's just kind of like penny pinching everything as far as like, we're just trying to make it because we're now living month to month. You know, like the idea of saving, it's almost becoming a fantasy. So do you have any advice for those people as far as like, I'm barely making it, and is it a career thing or is it economical as far as like within our country? Yeah.
I mean, it could be a little bit of both. Right now, markets is doing well as of today. So based off of the context, what I'm hearing you say, it sounds like more of a career income thing. And if that's the challenge, you know, it's just you got to choose what side of the coin you want to be on. If you don't do it, and then again, you get to 60, 65, and you're like, man, I'm tired of working. You know, well, younger you didn't take care of the older you. You know what I mean? So it's like you may not have those options. So I would say to that person that's like, man, I don't want to have to work for anybody or have to work in general, you know, in my latter years when I'm looking to retire, then you gotta be disciplined. You gotta bite the bullet and invest and save money for yourself. Yeah, for sure. That's in your 401ks as well, man, because again, you know, you want to take advantage of equities and be in the market to try to have a game plan for wealth accumulation.
Yeah, and the reason that I asked the question is because we are now in the, I would say in the era of like where people aren't really understanding finances and I get it. Inflation is fairly high as far as like where we're at, you know, like nobody could afford anything at this point. But at the end of the day, like there's always a way, you know, we just don't have the information. Either it's because we're never taught in school or because we're never taught through our parents, but just hearing it from a professional like yourself. And I think because you guys fall into the common man, like I could approach you, you know, you're not wearing a suit. I'm more than likely going to trust you. So that's where that question comes from.
And that plays into what we doing together, man, is that I was, and don't get me wrong, I could put together a suit and tie still today, but I was that traditional suit and tie everyday guy, and that became my identity. But I was always the 19, 20-year-old buying the J's with this dude and my brothers and keeping up with them. So I was always kind of like, you know, Saturday I can get fly. I can put a fit together. You know what I mean? And then eventually, you know, I don't, and this ain't like into my ego or anything like that, but I've been blessed, you know what I'm saying, to be like, dude, I'm gonna be me. You know, this is what the standard society corporate guy looks like. And this is who I am. You know what I mean? I go to work like whatever it is I want to be on. Typically, it's top shelf. So that's I don't know where the hell I was going with that, but
no, the connection with the community to actually give advice as far as when it comes to finances.
Okay, that's what I was gonna say. You know, on that last point on that, unless y'all want to go deeper, but the approach to wealth, to money, right? You're gonna do the best by yourself if you just think about it long term. You don't win this game overnight. You get what I'm saying? So if you're talking about economic conditions today, if economic conditions today is going to influence what you do for the next 20 years, 15 years, then you're going to be in some trouble, right? If you don't worry about economic conditions today, because they change year to year, right? So if you don't worry about the conditions today and you focus on the big picture, 20 years, 25 years, if you can go aggressive with it, you know, saving and investing money, you run a business, you might be able to condense that into 12, 15 years. If you focus on that picture, then you won't get lost in, you know, where interest rates is at today and where the markets is at, and so forth and so on.
Yeah, I think it's our generation to kind of speak a little bit louder when it comes to finances, but actually financial gain, not just the risk part. And I don't know, I don't hear it too often, especially in my little group. You know, like the idea of finances. I'm like, you guys, what are you guys talking about? You guys, half the time it's just nonsense, right? Which is cool, but at the end of the day, we want to surround ourselves like, yo, I want to learn something today, you know?
Yeah, there's a lot of financial illiteracy, especially like people like us, you know, and they don't teach that in school, you know, and I have a hard time balancing between enjoying life and saving money. You know, it's hard to balance that. You know, you want to enjoy life because one day you're going to get old, but also one day you're going to get old, but you also want to have money saved. For sure. So it's that battle.
It is a balancing act, man. It definitely is. What about for you, man? What's your approach when it comes to money, and how do you feel about the relationship being in our generation as well?
I feel like if you want to save money, don't start a business. Because it's always going to require money, for sure. You know what I mean? No, but I mean, I look at it like this, man. You just gotta keep making money. I feel like that's just me though. Everybody has their own strategies and things like that, but me, I'm a grinder, so I'm always meet the moment. I feel like do what I gotta do to get the money that we need. So I don't really have no strategy. It's just a mindset for me. Like man, make enough money. Invest it, you know what I mean, and build your brand big enough to where one day it ain't even gonna matter. You know what I mean? That's my mindset. I already know, like, one day it's not even gonna matter. You're gonna look back and you're gonna see what you put in, because it's gonna come back tenfold for sure. So you may not see the return today, you may not see it tomorrow, but when you do see it, you're gonna know, like, all right, I'm glad I did do that. You know what I mean? They say scary money don't make no money.
Yeah, for sure.
And just I like that.
Yeah, and just even on that point, man, like what he's saying, there's a lot of truth to it. You know, I do really well for myself, but I invest a lot back into this top shelf brand. You know what I mean? Got a corporate office, I got all these different things. But my business is a part of my retirement plan, is a part of my future financial success. So I go just as hard at that. I'd probably go the hardest at that than even personal finances. I got money in all of them places we talking about, retirement accounts, annuities, investments, all that stuff. But you know, this has allowed me, you know what I'm saying, just being transparent to, I've given 15 years of my life to it. You know what I mean? So I wasn't no fly by night success. I ain't hit it out the park and, you know, after 2 years and got here, it's 15 years of this. So, and I look at what this industry and this business, running the business, has done for me over 15 years. And that's allowed me to kind of live a little bit of a more comfortable life than most people, especially in my age demographic, right? So that's because I had a business at 19. I wasn't in the clubs. I was running a business. And so imagine that. And this goes for anybody. You're gonna run a business. It is a lot of investing going into it, but if you're doing it right, like how y'all doing, 15 years down the line, it'll be your retirement plan, or your succession plan.
Exactly. I'm well aware of when you want to start something for yourself. You started at 19. You said you weren't at the clubs because you were saying yes to your future,
right?
But subconsciously you're saying no to the clubs and going out and spending money because you had a plan,
right? Yep.
You know,
that's real.
And I think that's what a lot of people don't get. You know, because when you say yes to one thing, you're also saying no to the other at the same time.
Yeah, I think we're just being a little bit more programmed on the idea of lifestyles that don't really exist.
Yeah.
And people fall into it, and then that's where, you know, their time and finances go. And it sucks, you know, because we see it. I see it all the time. Like I see friends. I'm like, what are you doing? I know you don't have money. Like, what's going on over here?
Right. Do you think social media has influenced that? Or?
Oh, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
There's not even a % of doubt.
Okay.
It's all social media.
You see the lifestyle and
it's
all
all
that
social media.
Early?
There's like a bunch of trends that come about. Like sometimes it's a van life, right?
Right.
I'm like, now you have a van?
Yeah. Where'd that come from?
Like, what's going on over here? You don't even like camping. What's going on?
Right.
Yeah. So, but I don't know. I think we're easily influenced as as a human, you know, like both men and women. Either right now men are living their best lives, not wanting to work, and then complain about women that all they want is money. I'm like, since the beginning of time, when did this come about? Like you just learned this, like you just woke up. So it's just very interesting to see how we're easily programmed. But like I said, this is the reason why it's important that you speak out loud when it comes to the actual finances, especially yourself. You know, like I see you as a person that I could like hang out with, and I'm like, yo, like, what's up? Like, yo, what's going on? Like, what's going on in the market today? Rather than just talk about anything, you know?
For sure, man. For sure, definitely. Yep, I appreciate that, by the way, man. And you know, that's my approach. I was talking with one of the execs over at AV Alta actually just this past weekend. And he was sharing some of the same sentiments. He's like, yeah, man. He's like, I'm from the culture. I get the culture. And, you know, I could tell, man, you know, real recognize real. Like, you're probably a guy I could sit down and go have a beer with. And, you know, I'm giving some of our guys, you know, information on as much as I can. Like, I ain't overextending myself because I ain't no financial advisor or nothing like that. But I'm giving them the little bit that I do know. And he's like, man, if, you know, as we build the relationship, you know, I'd love to turn that over to you because, you know, I like your approach to wealth management. And I told him, I said, man, and I feel like this is, you know, in relationship to what you were saying, we'll get to that point. You know what I'm saying? Because I want you to know if anybody you refer to me or anybody I serve, I'm past the point of chasing the next deal. You know what I mean? I've done enough business to where I'm okay. If somebody's going to become a client with our firm, it's going to be because I genuinely, you know, want to help them out, which I do. And they also know that, you know, that I'm going to be serving them and helping them. The trust element is there. And so that's my approach to it, man, is that, you know, if you do it the right way, you know, the whole AV Alta, what we doing with this brand, if you build it and do it on quality, the masses is going to come. And that's kind of what we experiencing now, man.
Quality goes a long way. Over quantity.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
All right, we're getting towards the end of this, so I'm gonna keep it lighthearted towards the end. Let me hit you with both of you with this. If money was an issue, what's that one top shelf thing you would buy?
Was an issue or wasn't?
It's not an issue.
Not an issue. Okay.
That top shelf thing.
Man, One or two things.
It could be two. It doesn't have to be one.
One thing, bro.
It's a big shelf.
Nah, bro. There's two.
There's two. Okay.
There's two
There's
for
enough
sure.
for shelves, you know.
Well, first of all, I believe that we're gonna get everything that we want to get. So I'm gonna put that there. I ain't out here, fairy telling and hoping this happens. We're gonna make it happen. But one, man, I live in Orange County every weekend. My boys play travel basketball AAU, so I'm in hotels every weekend just about. And man, there's this fire crib I went to go see in Laguna Niguel. Yeah, it's 11.5, 11 million. You know what I'm saying? $11 million. So that would be nice to have that. You know what I mean? That would be one thing. And then two, that's selfish stuff, man. And I would like something like that, but more purposeful. We got a sports business that my dad's run. I grew up playing basketball. He grew up with us on it. And, man, we touch, impact rather. Hundreds of kids, you know what I mean? Give them opportunity to play basketball, travel out of Palmdale, Lancaster, that live here, every weekend year round. And one thing that I want to do for my pops and that I would like to see is we build our own facility, our own AVAC, facility here in the town where we got exclusive, unlimited access to it for these kids to train, develop, get better, and just build character, but also build athletes as well. So I'll say those two things.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Would you actually implement a school within that little academy of like financial gain and
yeah, man,
like
for sure.
like if you want to go into like the pros, this is what you should not do?
Yep, absolutely. NILs, we in that space. Name, image, and likeness deals, education, entrepreneurism, teaching them, man. You know what I mean? Really developing the character at a young age and the mindset for them to thrive in sports. And when sports is over, to thrive in society as, productive, men and women at that point in time. Yeah.
And Josh?
Well, since Devontae gonna be Mr. Charity over here, that's why we partners, right? You know what I mean? I'm glad he got that covered.
Yeah.
Me, man.
Watch him say like a Corvette or something. Right?
Nah, man, that's too small. He said money's not an option.
Yeah,
not an option.
That's a possibility tomorrow.
A gold Corvette,
For me,
Gold one.
For me, it's like, and it's not even far fetched, but it's just like it's ridiculous to think about. But like you said, if money's no object, I'm about to go get those Red October Yeezys. They go for like 30, 40,000.
Yeah.
That's obtainable, but it's just like, you really gonna spend 30, 40,000 on some shoes?
Yeah.
Like, money's not an object. Hell yeah.
Would you wear them?
If I was able to, yeah. But you know what? Probably not. I'm gonna be honest. Probably not.
But money's not an object, though.
But it's not about the money. Like that's. Just because I spend 30, 40,000, I'm a collector. You know what I mean? So that's where that's going to come in. Where it's like I probably wouldn't even put those
on the ground.
On the ground. You know what I mean?
Get two
because
pairs.
you know they're going to be maybe 100,000 and
not even so much that. Just like I don't know. It's just something wrong with me, bro. Like I buy shoes to not wear. Yeah. So
you see it as an art form.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I got a vision. So
and you want to put it on the top shelf.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You see what I did there?
Exactly. I see what you did there. Now I got something for my kids to look at and strive for. Like, hey.
Yeah.
Yeezys, like, don't touch them.
Yeah.
Look, they're up there for a reason.
I feel like, I just feel like, because if money's no object, because right now, like, even if we could go, if you had the money to go buy them right now, you're not going to go buy them because, one, that's just not financially smart. You know what I mean? Like, you about to go spend 40,000 on some shoes, and like that's just crazy. I can't justify that.
Yeah, it's hard to justify.
It's hard to justify. Now, if money's not an object, I don't need to justify it because it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? It's not an object. So I would definitely. That's something like I would just blow 30, 40,000 on because that's just like I said. It's not logical when you think about it. But if you got it, why not?
Yeah.
I would like a whole crew. Like to produce this whole podcast thing.
Oh, word.
Like a big crew, like high production, that
Yeah.
Joe Rogan status production, kind of thing. That would be me.
You got two. I only got one from you. What's your second one?
Man, my second one, I would like the same thing, man. Be able to just produce top shelf and like give it away, I guess. You know what I mean? Just be at a status where it's like, you want to sell it because you want it to keep its value, but it's just like, because people, bro, you don't understand. People come up to me all day. Yo, can I get some top? You know what I mean? But I want to be that big to where it's like it's nothing.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like
they want that discount.
Yeah,
that
it's nothing.
Discount?
You know what I mean? Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. But I mean, I just feel like that's when money's not an object. You can do those types of things. I'm giving you quality. I'm still gonna give you quality. I'm still gonna give you, you know what I mean, something because I think about it's much bigger than that, man. If I'm out here giving away top shelf, you know how much people is gonna be inspired by that? Just being from, just being from here, being from here. So it's like you make it that big, and you give people hope. Like, yo, he's from where I'm from. You know, we don't got too many people that's reaching back that's been successful.
It's a very good feeling when you're able to give with not even thinking twice.
Exactly.
I was not to boast about it, but I used to skateboard, and I was fortunate enough to be in a little team, and I was getting free boards. And I had a friend, he was struggling hard, no dad, living away from his mom. He didn't want to be around his mom. Something personal. And he was living out in the trailer park, but he loved to skateboard. I was here with 3 extra boards, and I was like, let me help you out, bro.
Yeah.
And bro, that feeling is
no, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Nothing can compare.
For sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Man.
And that's just something minuscule.
Right.
You know, but something like that,
yeah,
imagine.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm just, standing on the corner, like, come get it. You know what I mean? Just on that type of level, though. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I see that coming very soon, though. I see that coming very soon. So that's, that's like he said, everything that we're talking about, he believes we're going to get it. So you can call it a pipe dream, but in reality, I always tell people this, man. If you ever thought about it, you can obtain it.
Yeah.
If you ever had the vision of it, you can obtain it. Because why would you have that vision if it's not meant for you?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt.
So,
no doubt. Yeah, man, for sure. And a lot of our visions we've materialized, man.
Right. We often forget that the things that you're living right now are things that you used to think about.
Yeah.
Sometimes life is fast though. That it's
right.
You lose the reflection part.
Right. No, that's real.
Yeah.
That's real.
Because that happens to me all the time.
All the time. I used to always think about being on this podcast, and look, now I'm here.
I'm saying that's facts. That's facts.
I appreciate that, bro.
For sure.
Yeah,
what about you, Ervin?
What about me, bro?
Money wasn't an issue, man. We didn't even get to you.
Oh, I would definitely do real estate for sure.
Okay.
Like I'd buy land,
Like
but
crazy?
acres. I would buy
Okay.
acres. I'm like, all right, let's go where the water's at.
Yeah.
Let's go where I know where I'm not gonna need to do anything to it, and it's just gonna allow my whatever vision, if I want to do houses or condos or duplexes or some sort of hotel or sell it to a theme park or do another stadium. Like I need land to like produce again. Like, but I need the quantity of land, and I know that's where the money's going to need to fall into. And then from the second one, I don't know. I think that would be my only, because I think that within itself, like, is attainable, but it's almost like I said, the quantity, the quality, I mean, of the type of land that I'm thinking about. Like, I know it's going to be in the millions. Okay. So they could reproduce itself, like, to like make more money long term, but who knows, we'll see.
That's just business though, bro. You know what I mean? You buy a small piece of land, you flip that, now you can buy a
exactly.
Piece of land,
That's how it starts.
But hey, start today.
Right, start today.
Buy a little lot.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking right now.
In 2 years,
man,
probably double.
We'll team up on the deal, man. Let's broker a deal together, man. Yeah.
We'll build that stadium over
For sure.
Yeah. No, I think
buy a lot next to AV Arta.
Right.
There's plenty of it.
Yeah. For sure.
That's tight. Was that your last one?
No, I got one more. All right. What's a financial lesson you wish schools actually teach?
Oh, that's an easy one.
What's the easy one? Let's say it then.
Taxes, bro.
Taxes?
Yeah, I think that's a
Ooh.
fundamental.
Yeah.
Like, we don't learn anything about taxes.
Yeah.
We learn about algebra and geometry. I don't know any of that stuff anymore.
Yeah.
Man, I got ChatGPT.
Right. Yeah, I know, right? Exactly. Yeah, that stuff is silly.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. What about you, man? What you think? I'll answer it too, but
I would say credit, bro.
Yeah.
Credit,
I
taxes.
feel like I learned credit not too much too late, but I feel like, man, if I would have known this at 18, I'd be up. You know what I mean?
You would have had those Red Octobers already.
Probably, for sure. But that's the thing. Like, the thing about credit is like, man, we turn 18. Mm-hmm. Credit card companies is calling, they sending you stuff. You know what I mean? We maxing them out. We like, as long as I pay this minimum balance, is good. Not even understanding there's a whole strategy behind it. So once like I said, once I learned it, it was like, man, if I would have known this when I first got a credit card, I'd be more well off. You know what I mean? But and it's just great. It's great that I did learn it. So these are things that we can pass down to our kids, because in reality, man, we're trying to get lessons from our parents, and they don't know either. You know what I mean? They didn't know either. So it's like now they're learning. Like you said, this generation is just different. You know, we are influenced by social media a lot, but there's a lot to gain from social media as well. You know,
True.
It's a double-edged sword, as they say. You know what I mean? You can learn a lot from it. You can also put yourself in a bad position from it. But at the end of the day, if you use it right, you can definitely one up.
Right. Definitely, man. For me, a little bit of a different answer. I wish schools would teach the art of entrepreneurship more, man. Oh, because entrepreneurship goes hand in hand with finances. You know what I mean? When you talk about taxes, those are the people that benefit the most from taxes, is those that run and own businesses, and get the loopholes and all these different things. So if people just knew what it, for example, what's the difference between, doing an LLC and then setting up an S corp, right? You know what I mean? Those are basic things, but that go very far. You get what I'm saying? And so, what are the advantages to it? You know what I mean? So I wish these kids, man, I would wish to see for these kids learning the ins and outs of, running a business and being taught that, if that's what they aspire to do. If you're an employee, you ain't really got a whole lot of tax strategies there. You can write your babies off, but you know what I mean? But it's very limited in regards to what you can do. And so that's one thing I had to learn was, Top Shelf was, it was just a standard LLC company. And then I'm getting smacked around with taxes, and my, CPA's like, yo, why don't we just, reset up the corp and have it be this way? And then that, created opportunities for us, as well financially. So I would say probably entrepreneurship.
Yeah. And do you know why schools don't do that?
Huh?
Do you have a reason why schools wouldn't do that?
Man.
Now we're getting conspiracies.
I ain't got a deep answer for you, but I got teachers that's clients, man. They don't know, they don't got it to teach. So but I'm sure it probably. I know that it goes a lot deeper. Okay. You know what I'm saying? The overall machine and how it's programmed. Yeah, we want to produce workers. We don't want to produce people to be financially free. Yeah. We want them to keep running the machine. Yeah, so that's
there should be some electives on that, like a wood workshop, mechanic. Like how they used to do it, right?
Definitely.
You want to learn about credit? There's an elective there.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, there's technically economics, right? I ain't learned nothing about it. I was like, I think I was sleeping or something.
Yeah. Did it help you with real estate today?
Nothing, bro.
You don't remember that?
Nothing.
I know, man. I learned nothing about wealth management and financial services. And even if I did back then, I probably wouldn't have done nothing. Well, maybe it would have helped. I don't know, right? Yeah. Because I landed here, but in high school, man, I was chilling, man.
We were all chilling.
Yeah, we know we were all chilling in high school, man.
I hated school.
Yeah, sure.
I hated school.
I was chilling.
Like, why is this teacher talking to me?
Right. I didn't get serious about it until I realized I had a baby on the way. I'm like, man, I gotta make this happen.
I gotta learn.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep. Yeah, I was young, dumb. Yeah. I had a hot teacher. That made it worse. That made it worse.
Right. Yeah.
All right. Well.
Focus was challenged.
I know.
Yeah, that was the last one, right?
Yeah, that was the last one.
As far as like I want to do another segment, but this is more for you guys. Yeah. We did it once where the guest actually asked us a question. So to end the podcast, just ask us anything.
Okay, definitely, man. Fire off.
My heart is on my sleeves.
Man, so
go on, man.
Like what inspires you to like want to have a podcast? Like,
are you asking me or both of us or him or
both of y'all?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then on that, I want to ask my own question, but answer his, and then tell me the story about Shades of Brown. What's the what
the name?
Yeah. Where did that name come
We just saw the reflection of our skin, bro.
I looked at myself in the mirror one day.
The summer
shade is brown.
The summer hit me hard, bro.
So it had nothing to do with that book.
Well, to answer your question, Josh, I started the podcast. It was in 2022. During the pandemic, I said this before on the pod. During the pandemic is when I started getting into podcasting, listening podcasts, and there was a few that I was like big, like fanboy, bro. And I was like, damn, like I know I'd be having the same kind of conversations.
Yeah.
You know, like I need to do something. At the time, I didn't have nothing. I was just working.
Yeah.
I didn't have nothing for me. And 2 years later, I had some money, and I was like, I'm gonna pull the trigger. I'm gonna get some equipment and start a podcast. But the idea was having that Hispanic Latino humor, but also highlighting the AV.
Okay.
So like I prioritize, if I have a guest from the AV, I'm gonna prioritize that. If I have a guest coming from like out in LA or wherever, yeah, I'm gonna have them on. But if someone else from here locally wants to come on, I'm gonna prioritize that first.
Okay.
So I'm trying to shed light to the AV at the same time.
Yeah.
And not to talk like shade to the podcasters, like I nothing but love to the other ones, but like at the time I was going in checking other podcasters, like, is there a podcast that I'm trying to do? Because I want to check first. Maybe my idea is already taken, you know. And I was looking into it. I'm like, okay, there's one. The social media, I found another one. They were doing it, but they weren't really consistent, you know. And I was like, okay, right there, that's the hole. I'm gonna fill that part,
right? And
I'm gonna be the consistent one, and I'm gonna push through and push, progress, and here we are. Yeah. And then to answer your question, Shade Brown is. We were talking about this earlier today. Kind of funny you asked, because he asked me the same thing. Kind of no.
I asked about the concert.
Oh yeah, he asked me about a group called Lighter Shade of Brown.
Okay.
It's a Chicano group, Hispanic and Mexicans, right? And I used to have a different crew for the podcast. It was my brother and my friend Anthony.
Okay. And
when we first started, we were thinking of names like, what should we call ourselves? This and that, right? Yeah. And Anthony, he was listening to. I think he was listening to Lighter Shade of Brown in the background. And I was like, what is that? What's that sound in the back? He's like, Lighter Shade of Brown. And that's when they hit me. I was like, get rid of the lighter. Keep the shade of brown so we don't get in trouble.
Yeah, dope.
Yeah, so and then the rest is history.
Okay, smooth, man, smooth. Yeah. So my follow-up question on that is, so for you guys, man, is you got your brand, but obviously I'm assuming you guys love learning people's stories, you know, all around. And then, so like, what's your vision with that? Like, you want to hear and get people's stories and businesses that's out there to the, obviously to the community. Like, what's the whole like motivation with it?
Also build relationships. Relationships. Ever since Pachito, like really, when he was part of the podcast, before him, we had so many guests come through, and they just come here, we record, okay, see you later, and like a lot of times we didn't speak again. Okay. But ever since Pachito, I've noticed, I'm sure Irvin has, like, we noticed that now it's like a relationship. Okay. Like, you know what I mean? Like after recording, we keep in touch now. Right. You know, and I really like that because ever since Pachito, when he was here, he kept reaching out to us. Yeah. Or like, what's next? Yeah. You know, like that. And that's what's cool about him. Yeah. And I wanted to keep that also for the future guests, you know, like that.
Man, one thing I respect about podcasters, what I respect about what y'all doing is you got to genuinely be interested in other people and wanting to get their successes, their shortcomings out there for people to learn from. You know what I mean? So the commitment that you guys make to do this is definitely it's not a small deal. Because again, you telling, you know, people like us, we coming on here telling our stories, our failures, our successes, and people can learn from that. And you guys is making the space and the time and the editing and all that goes into this possible to be able to get those stories out there, man.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, and
respect.
Yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say.
He didn't need his beans today, bro.
Yeah, but what about you? What
about me, bro?
Yeah, the podcast stuff.
What about the podcast?
Yeah, why you like podcasting? Why you like podcasting?
Why did I start podcasting? I'm an introvert. As far as like the idea of talking, for me, just like terrifies. You're like, or not anymore. Okay. When I was into music, so literally I had to talk. Like I just played music, and I was teaching my vocabulary started growing because I was teaching music. And then from there, when I stopped teaching, I fell into the photography while I was kind of doing the music stuff. And what I noticed is that even though I love the things that I do, I also like teaching the things that I love doing. Okay. But when I was teaching, I noticed that most kids don't like learning. So that's why I stopped teaching. I'm like, I don't want to keep continuing to become the teachers that I hated. Yeah. So let me step back. Let me see what else I could do. And creativity kid in, with the photography and videography. And I started my production company. And the podcasting was just kind of like, it kind of intertwined with the productions because I already had the microphones, I already had the cameras, and I was already doing videos for small businesses, and I had started the real estate photography and videography. Okay. And then I was already speaking to these clients, and they would tell me like, hey, you're well spoken. Yeah. But I hated the idea that people were looking at me, that would terrify me. Yeah. So once I started my podcast, it was more of like, let me see if I could face this fear. And I also found it attractive too, the idea of podcasting. I'm like, that's tight. Yeah. Like the idea that I could talk to somebody and then they're talking to me and that's on the camera. And just the idea of vocabulary is very attractive to me. Like I like when someone's well spoken and they're actually saying what they want to say without actually elongating the story. Right. And of course one of my biggest inspirations was Joe Rogan, when I heard him, like it wasn't the scientist, it was just like the comedian side. Yeah. I'm like, oh shit, like that. Yeah. I don't know what this is, but I find it very entertaining. Yeah. And sure enough, I started mine. I don't get to do mine as often as we do this one just because of my time schedule. Right. Similar to the thing that you're saying as far as like getting the story from the other person. I'm more conservative as far as like who I bring into my podcast, which unfortunately I haven't been able to do it for months already just because of the scheduling. But for him, what he does is he just invites people, which then I get to meet them. Yeah. I'm more conservative of actually bringing in whoever I bring into my little circle. Yeah. And more than half of the time, I'm like, bro, everyone's been cool. Yeah. Every now and then we'll get a guest. I'm like, I don't know about that guy. Yeah. But
we had like maybe two.
Yeah. Like, where I'm like, I don't know.
Drop some names now.
Like, I don't know who you invited to my studio, but
Yeah.
Either way, I got to meet them, like, that's and as far as like the people that I want to interview later on, some of them have been on this podcast, and
some of them even got like business out of it.
Yeah. Some people have gone business out of doing this podcast, and it's just another way of marketing, but I never saw it as marketing. Yeah. Now it's being sold as marketing, like the idea, like, voice yourself out, get to, put your opinions out, see if people actually have commonality and stuff like that. Right. But I never saw it that way. I'm like, oh, this is just another platform that I feel like I use to conquer a fear. And then also something that I found attractive as well. And luckily when he asked me, I initially said no for the first couple times, but the kind of idea, like the business side, fell into the friendship and business, because this is a business and I see it as a business, even though it's like, it's fun, but at the end of the day, it's still a business. Like I have fun hanging out with him and I had fun being like a guest within the podcast, but I know his podcast was completely different than mine. So the direction needed to be like, okay, what's the purpose if I fall into the podcast as a co-host? And that's why I said no. And I said no for like a month, I believe. Yeah, it was like I said I like literally had him run a mile or 2 miles or something like that to even just have or like, do you want me to be on the podcast? Show it, like I need to see something. Like you can't just tell me I'm going to be a part of the podcast. I already have my podcast. Like why do I need to be a part of your podcast? He likes
to run. So.
Yeah. So I'm like, let me make you do something hard.
Yeah. Kind of, that's what's up, man. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That determination.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. All right.
That's cool, man.
Yeah. So there's a little insight now. People wondering. Yeah. We don't really talk about ourselves really.
Nah.
Man, you guys' story is dope, man. I enjoy listening to you guys' story and how y'all run together and the contrast between the personalities.
Yeah, we're completely different.
Yeah, man.
He's more relaxed. I'm.
You got the technical side
I'm
here.
the complete opposite person.
No, which you need. You need that. You can't have the same four people that are the same.
Exactly.
No, they can't have that.
Yeah, exactly.
No, you need dynamic.
You get the opportunity to learn from different perspectives. So,
yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. So that's everything, guys. And before we end this, plug in your business, social medias, all that stuff. Yeah, for the people.
Y'all know who we are, man. We don't need to say all.
I'll have
any contest coming up, like any giveaways.
Yeah. So
okay.
Definitely. I'm glad you asked, man. September 6th, man. You do not want to miss September 6th. The AV Alta Top Shelf partnership launches off. It commences. We got the commencement jersey or athletic shirt, rather. That's going to be dropping. It's going to be in the stores. It's going to be at the pop-up. So, if you didn't get an opportunity to get one the last time, this is your opportunity to get the athletic shirt that's going to be dropping on September 6th. And what's unique about it, man, is that we did 100 of these, right? So we didn't do that many. And each shirt has, a label on it, right? Mm-hmm. So 1 of 100, 2 of 100. So, this jersey this particular one will never be remade.
Whoa.
And so it's kind of like the commencement athletic shirt that's going to be dropping. So that's coming up on September 6th. And then also, I'm excited to announce we got Dre Sinatra coming and playing over at the stadium for the after party.
Yo.
Dre Sinatra, big time famous DJs for Ty Dolla $ign, Kanye West.
Wow.
So yeah, man. So he's gonna be
and we got Pitbull coming out.
He will be paying that tab, by the way. If Pitbull's like, yo, where's
got Mr. 305 pulling up?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
If there's any ticket bought with the expectation of Pitbull, sue this man, not me, right? No, we don't got Pitbull, but we do got Dre Sinatra.
Hell yeah.
And he is gonna kill it on the ones and twos. He's gonna bring a vibe for our community, our culture. It's gonna be for everybody, but our culture is gonna feel it that night.
Hell yeah!
And it's gonna go up. So
September
I'm excited
6th.
about that. September 6th, man.
Come through, grab some merch, buy some merch.
Yeah.
Come party with Dre Sinatra.
Yeah.
Man, I'll tell you this, man. Come buy this merch because it's gonna sell out, one, and it'll probably never be released again. So this is one of those moments, man. If you see it around, you see those other shirts that we came out with for the giveaway. Those are special for their own purpose. Mm-hmm. But these are really going to be special for its own purpose as well. This is AV Alta's first collaboration, man, and with a local brand. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping this opens up future business for not just us, but other local brands. I hope this inspires other local brands. So we're from the 661 just like y'all, man. One thing I will say, man, if you do anything, if you don't do nothing else, man, be consistent. Stay consistent. Keep grinding because it's going to pay off one day for
Consistency
sure.
is key, man.
Consistency is key. What episode is this?
106.
That's a lot of episodes.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of episodes for sure.
We in it deep, bro.
You in it? Hey, you know what's so crazy? So my thing is this, man, and this is what keeps me going. I know you're trying to end it, but this is what keeps me going for sure. I always say, I never want to be a walking memory. So I never want to be in the store and somebody like, hey, man, didn't you used to have that brand? You know what I mean? Didn't you used to do that brand top shelf? Unless I'm doing something better. But it's like I never want to have to answer that question like, hey, well, what happened?
Well, something.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Because that happens so much to people. You know what I mean? Yo, they hear 1 week and they gone the next. Right, yeah. Listen, 2020 was hard. You know what I'm saying? 2020, it was like, it wasn't looking too bright for us. But, we pushed through. So I always tell everybody, when you get to those hard moments and they're like, you don't know which way to go, that's the moment where it's like, how bad do you want it?
How bad do you want it?
Are you going to keep going or are you going to fold? One thing, we never folded. We never folded.
Real talk, man. Definitely.
Yeah, come out.
He's committed, bro.
September 6th.
Got that tattoo on him.
Come on, man.
Yeah, look at
He's committed, bro.
I got all my kids tatted on me. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it comes down to, man. September 6th, come out. Come grab this merch. Like I said, it's going to sell out, and it's probably not going to be this particular capsule will not be available again, man.
Yep.
So you do not want to miss it.
If you missed the first one, come pull up and get this one.
Come get this one for sure. You're going to love it. Shout out to Shade of Brown podcast.
Thank you so much.
Letting us come on here and break that news, man.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
People are gonna see
man,
it.
Y'all gotta be there, man, because we're gonna have a good time with y'all as well, man.
All right, man.
Yeah, we'll be there.
We'll be there. And you know what? You should do a special episode at the game.
We've been thinking about that too.
It's been in the talks.
This is the day. This is the day.
Yeah,
this is
it's
the day.
been in the talks.
If it's been like when, or if we
man.
No, because we know people that have booths like that have like the tents and stuff.
We do.
Yeah.
All we have to do is just connect with one of those, and that's
Top
it.
shelf, come pull up.
Yeah, like
you know what? Hey. We'll talk after this.
Oh,
yeah. Okay.
He's tattooing it.
Because we did talk about that. That was just like an idea off the record. Well, nothing official. Man. But this
But let me, last thing, then we're going to wrap up. But think about this, though, man. So AV Alta is doing an amazing job by providing this experience for our community, right?
Yeah.
Without them, none of this stuff is happening. There ain't no other, brand deal that we, you know what I'm saying? That stuff's not happening. Right. But then even just this idea, you know what I mean? Like it opens the door for creative brands like you guys, like what we doing, to come and make the experience better for their fans, right? You get what I'm saying? So we all come together as businesses and people of this community and make the experience that much better for just the person that's buying that $15 ticket. You know what I mean? And that's what's so dope about it, man. Is they're opening their doors for letting other businesses to make the experience better for their fandom. So
I agree. I've already used my photo booth at that location already. I was right next to areas. Yeah.
By the way, that's how we.
Oh, there you go.
See, got here.
There you go. See, using my machine.
He tricked me. He was like, "Hey, come take a photo." Hey, by the way, come on my podcast.
It was an icebreaker.
Who is this guy?
It was an icebreaker, bro. It made it less awkward. Let me document this with a picture. That's awesome.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I definitely agree. As far as like opportunities there, as far as like your vision is there, as far as like you're helping yourself out, but not only yourself, you're helping out the community, which I think that's the better way to go about it. Not just what's in it for me, what's in it for everybody. And that's the reason why I provide my photo booth every now and then. Our friend Frida, she loves using it because it brings in people into her booth, which I think it's a brilliant idea. I'm like, people like physical stuff, and like they like to see the logo. And then of course I've had amazing opportunities through Panchito, through that friendship. He lets me do basically anything. This is my concept, and he's like, go run with it. And I'm like, that bro, like, where am I
need clearance for do that?
Hey, I'm calling on it, man. Hey, Panchito need a raise, man. Hey, y'all keep him around and let's promote my man.
I'm gonna clip this.
Panchito, you probably take it out, right? But Panchito is the ear to the streets.
I'm gonna send this part to AV Alta, DM it straight to them.
I stand on it, by the way. Panchito is the connection to the streets and to the club, man.
Shout out to Panchito, man. He opens a lot of doors for us.
I agree
for sure.
I agree. But no, we'll talk afterwards. And like I said, we've been talking about doing a podcast at the stadium. It just all depends on timing,
I think at the very least, like maybe if it's not the podcast, more so like just get your camera out there and start interviewing people, man.
Yeah, we've also talked about that too as well. Hey,
yeah. We here to let you know. Stop talking about it. Let's do it.
Yeah, man.
More doing.
Let's execute it offline for sure, man.
Hey, if it's local, we're down.
Yeah, for sure.
We're down for that.
We could do both. We could do the podcast and interviews.
Yeah. We've been doing that. Yeah,
kind of.
When we do the pop-ups.
We do like pop-ups like for like events and stuff, and then we'll take a podcast setup.
You know who y'all need to talk about trying to have on too if we do this, or if y'all do even at the stadium, man. AV Alta has a dope young fan, dude. Her name is Leah.
Oh, yeah, bro.
She's a cute little girl, man. Her parents are super cool, and she's like a super fan. The whole family is.
Yeah.
And she's at every game. She's gonna be doing some stuff on the marketing side with us, but that would be cool to have her on and talk about her fandom and what she, why she loves the organization. Just people like that, man, that are just in the community and supporting, the AV. Those are good people to have on,
for sure.
Perfect.
Yep.
Perfect idea. Yeah. So yeah, man. that's it.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's a wrap.
Again, shout out to Shades of Brown, man. I appreciate y'all.
Thank you
having us
guys.
on.
Thank you.
Hell
guys.
yeah.
for
Make
sure.
sure to follow them
Yeah.
on all their social platforms.
Yep.
Which did they say?
Top Shelf Financial.
Top Shelf
Okay.
Financial.
Yep.
On Instagram.
Yeah. Yep.
On Instagram.
That's where we have you at.
I'll put the link in the descriptions. You tap there and check them out.
Yeah.
You know, want some financial stuff? You got some money that you want to turn into more?
Yeah.
Hit up my guy.
Tap in. We got you. We're taking care of you, man.
Yeah.
Investments, retirement planning, and then definitely tap in with Top Shelf 17 if you
You
want to
get
drop
those
yours.
beautiful shirts and the
Yeah.
pants. Look at that.
Yeah, look, we out here, man.
Yeah.
It gets no better. So,
Yeah.
hey, pull up on September 6th, though. I'm
September
serious.
6th.
I'm serious about that.
Don't forget
Yeah.
about that. And to help support that whole AV Arta, and this is a shameless plug-in right now, they use SeatGeek, and we're sponsored by SeatGeek.
Dope.
And use code ShadeOfBrownPod for $20 off your first ticket purchase.
Oh, wow.
And you go to AV Arta game, especially if you're local. Go to on September 6th,
September
especially
6th.
if you're local.
6,
Man, this is gonna be the biggest one. I think it's the last after party
Yep.
of the
Yep.
season.
Facts. Yeah.
of
Oh.
the season.
Yep.
So
Caps.
You
in
know,
Going out
summer.
big.
Yeah.
going out with a bang.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean, come have a good time.
All
man.
right,
Man,
not
we thinking we're gonna have a sellout, man. It's gonna be crazy like game one. We trying to push for a sellout. So
All right.
that's
All right.
the vibe that you
We'll be
want to
there.
be at AV for sure.
There we
This
go.
is gonna drop before the 6th, right?
Oh, way
yeah,
before.
Yeah.
Man, listen.
This is a professional.
Oh, whoa! The lights.
That's how
going
you
out.
know. That let us know
Yeah.
it's time for you to get up out of here.
Yeah, they're like, all right.
That's it.
All right, then. Well, yeah, man. We're gonna be there September 6th, and thank you, Top Shelf.
No doubt.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Thank
No doubt.
y'all.
Thank
man.
you for
y'all.
coming through, and make sure you like and subscribe on YouTube. Follow us, listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Give us a listen, rate us, leave a comment, everything. We're trying to grow over here. We're trying to put AV on the map. All right, and that's it. See you guys on the next one. Show.